Hi everyone, I am Dr. Karthikeyan. Today we are going to see one interesting, groundbreaking, recent discovery in medical science. Heart attack is a major cause of mortality in today's world. And till now, we thought the heart attack is caused by a block in the blood vessel. The blood supply to the heart is blocked because the blood vessel had deposits of plaques, which is made up of dead cells, which is made up of especially fat. So this process of fat, dead cells and other tissues sticking to the wall of the artery supplying the heart is called atherosclerosis. How this happens? First, the walls of the artery is damaged because of high sugar or high blood pressure. The blood vessels walls get endothelium gets slowly damaged. Because of this damage, there is deposition of clotting particles like platelets, fat, various cells which stick together. They form a solid block. Once this block is of sufficient size to totally cut off the blood supply to that part of the heart, then heart attack happens and the person dies. Till now, this is our knowledge. But 5 days before, an article was published in New England Journal of Medicine, and this is a study conducted by Italian University. And what they found is really shocking. This is really shocking for the whole world, I would say, because in addition to the various things I told you, the red blood cells, platelets, especially fat, the scientists found some other extra thing in that clot which is blocking the blood supply to the heart. They did a study actually. They enrolled 304 patients for the study and prospectively they followed them up. See, these 304 patients, they had treatment called carotid end arterectomy. That means the block which was actually there in their heart was removed so that the blood supply is restored to that part of the heart. They took that clot out by carotid end arterectomy. And this clot was analyzed by the scientist under electron microscopy. Electron microscopy can detect minute particles. Now, when they analyzed what are the things which are present in the clot, as expected, these dead cells, platelets, fat cells, but in addition, some of the macrophages had visible jagged-edged foreign particles. They are very small, but the outline says they are very solid particles, not from inside the body. These small jagged-edged particles that are present inside this clot is nothing but plastics. So these are small plastics. Actually, by electron microscopy, it was found. So the electron microscopy can detect particles less than 1 lakh of a millimeter. They can go very minute details they can detect. So they detected microplastics and nanoplastics inside the clot supplying the blood supply to the heart. So this is the most shocking part. So I told you 304 patients were enrolled for this study. Among these 304 patients, they were able to narrow down on 257 patients. Among these 257 patients, nearly 60%, that is 150 patients, had in their clot microplastics and nanoplastics. M and P we will say for the purpose of video for making it short. What plastics? Polyethylene and PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Polyethylene is the most common thing found in water bottles are made up of plastics. My shirt button is made up of plastic. My watch strap is made up of plastic. Mostly, this is a Tupperware bottle. We may say this is a very safe thing, but the Tupperware has a percentage of polyethylene. Maybe PVC, polyvinyl chloride might be less here, but this is not a Tupperware. So this bottle might be having more polyvinyl chloride, PVC. But what is found in the clot is 60% of them had polyethylene and about 12% had polyvinyl chloride. That is 31 patients had polyvinyl chloride in their clot. So this study actually was studying whether the plastics are present in the blood clot which is blocking the blood supply to the heart and whether these MNPs are going to further affect the recovery of the patient. It was found from this study that those who had MNP, that is plastics in their blood clot, are 4 times more likely to have heart attack or stroke. Although this study is not able to conclusively prove that Microplastics are responsible for the formation of this blood clot inside the heart, but this study gives a very clear red light sign warning, that emergency warning, that microplastics and nanoplastics are emerging as a very important risk factor for heart attack. Although the direct evidence plastic is going to cause heart attack is still lacking, according to the study, it has not been conclusively proved. Why we cannot conclusively say is, the reason is mainly because in a patient, not only plastic is a risk factor. A patient can be obese, a patient's dietary habits, whether it is healthy or unhealthy, whether the patient was smoking, how much was his alcohol intake, whether he is alcoholic or a teetotaler. So many risk factors are there. What about his physical activity? All those 304 patients, whether they did physical activity or not, whether it was adequate or not, none of these factors were clearly estimated in this study. So they were not able to remove these confounding factors. These factors can actually cause heart attack. Is it not? The lack of physical activity, lack of fiber in the diet, lack of fruits and vegetables, smoking, all these factors can potentially cause heart attack. But these factors were not properly studied. Researchers, they themselves have mentioned this. So because they were not able to clearly study all those other factors, still the direct evidence that microplastics and nanoplastics can lead to heart attack is still lacking. But at the same time, this study's findings cannot be just neglected, because 60% of them had microplastics and nanoplastics, so which can be a potential threat for heart attack. And we are living in an environment where we cannot get rid of plastics. We are just so much used to this plastic. Behind me, there are plastic walls. I am sitting on a plastic chair, means the handles of this chair are made up of plastic. I'm drinking water from a plastic bottle. So we are eating from plastic plates and tumblers. We cannot just avoid plastics. That is what the current situation is. But it is high time we reduce the usage of these plastics. Use glass. Glass is not having this microplastic problem. We can substitute the plastic products into non-plastic products as much as possible. This is high time, and I hope the health authorities will take this study as a warning signal, so that they will implement the no plastics in our environment, in our world, very severely, very strictly. It's a need of the hour. It should be implemented as a rule all over the world. This is a global problem. This is not a local problem. This should be addressed as soon as possible. I am Dr. Karthikeyan, signing off from our channel, Healthy Living by Dr. KK. Meet you again with yet another interesting video tomorrow. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe our channel for more such recent health updates, food health updates, and exercise health updates. Thank you.